go out into the frigid air, to cast her magic down into the snow and up into the crisp, wintry sky. Those nights, she'd bury her fingers into her covers, trying to hide the cold that would inevitably burst forth, turning her pillows and bedsheets as frosty by morning as the ground outside. It was proof that she hadn't yet learned to control her magic, as Grand Pobby had long ago advised. It was proof that she was still unprepared to enter Arendelle society, and the reason that the castle gates remained shut and she remained locked inside. And then, by mid-morning at the latest, would come the worst part of all, the inevitable soft knock on her chamber door. "Elsa?" Anna's voice, plaintive and filled with an unquenchable hope. It had been years, and yet her little sister never gave up. "Do you want to build a snowman?" Elsa sat on the richly brocaded chair in her richly furnished chamber, her gloved hands clasped tightly in her lap. Outside, the ice called to her. At the door, her little sister did the same. "It doesn't have to be a snowman," Anna went on, wheedling. "We could go sledding, or skating?" Elsa winced. In the before times, she and Anna had loved to build snowmen and sled and even skate. They'd wake up in the middle of the night and sneak down into the great hall of the castle. Elsa would use her magic to freeze the floor and send big drifts of snow up against the columns and corners of the room, and they'd have their own winter wonderland. Anna didn't remember any of that anymore. The troll had seen to that. All she knew was that she and Elsa would play in the ice and snow together. He should have erased her memories entirely, and maybe Elsa's too, for good measure. That way, they wouldn't miss each other so much. If only Elsa could learn to control her powers, then she could play with her sister again. They could even build snowmen, or go ice skating. "Elsa?" Anna tried again, always hopeful. Elsa bit her lip. Inside her gloves, the frost spread. "Okay," her sister said at last, her voice filled with a sadness as deep as the fjord. "Bye." Long after she was gone, Elsa remained glued to her seat, worried that she'd lose her nerve, and opened the door. It was a good thing that Arendelle Castle's grounds were so expansive, or Princess Anna might have gotten bored years ago. As it was, she felt like she'd memorized every brick in the walls and each tree in the royal gardens. In the spring, she'd given names to every fluffy yellow duckling that hatched in the royal duck pond. And in the autumn, she'd watched tearfully as each duck, now grown and wearing its green and black plumage, flew south for the winter, on adventures Anna herself could barely imagine. One day, perhaps she too would venture beyond these confining walls. Now that very same duck pond was frozen solid, though, and Anna had plans. Even if her sister, once again, had no interest in playing with her, it didn't mean Anna herself had to be stuck inside all winter. She pulled on her warmest, fur-lined cape and her thickest stockings and boots. Once upon a time, Anna remembered it well, she and Elsa had run all over the castle grounds in the winter, building snowmen in the gardens, sledding off the hills near the courtyard, and yes, skating on this duck pond. It had been years since Anna had skated, but it couldn't be that hard to pick up again, right? Earlier, she'd heard 2 kitchen maids whispering about a festival the village was holding this weekend in celebration of the first frost. There would be food and games and fun, and it sounded like a total fantasy. Ice sculpting contests and ice skating races, a winter market, and a hot chocolate stand. Outside the castle, it seemed like everyone was always having fun. She had no idea why her parents never let her go. She also had no idea where her old skates were hidden. She doubted the ones she'd had when she was little would fit anymore, but Elsa's probably would. And Elsa obviously wasn't using them. Anna searched high and low to no avail. It was very strange. She knew they'd often gone skating. But Anna had never been one to let a little adversity stop her. She grabbed a bit of